what are you seeing as far as what's happening in the California and kind of whole left coast part of the world? How is that infiltrating into the rest of the nation? And what changes are you seeing even in these so-called conservative states and towns?
Yeah, to start with where you started, I think it always amazes me when I read the Gospels. Christ spoke to the power. He spoke to the churches, basically, spoke to the synagogues, told them the truth. It made them uncomfortable.
Yep.
And then you had the great divide. And here we are, the heirs of Christ, and we won't speak to the culture. We won't speak to the moms and dads in our parish or our constituency because, hey, they got kids in the wrong place. And if priests and ministers, if pastors can't tell their parents, you're sending your kids to not just a godless place, but an anti-God place because you fear your 501c3. That shows you the state we're in, right? That our biggest ally should be biblical Christians, should be Bible-believing Christians. And when the ministers who lead those congregations will not stand up for the truth, then we really can't be surprised where we are. But you mentioned California, and California, because there is so little opposition, California, and what few Republicans remained in the state have been more or less completely elected out of office. It's been a landslide for far leftist politicians. And this is, of course, fueled by a huge base of illegal immigrants, many of whom are finding ways to vote. And what's happening is that there's no balance here. There really are no longer any checks and balances in California. Right. So because they've got basically super majorities to pass any radical agenda item they want to, they're doing it, right?
Right.
Even in places like New York City, where they've passed these radical abortion laws where you're allowed to abort babies while they're in the process of being born.
Yeah.
And so the left has run away, and then we know what the progressive left is. They're atheist or secularist. They are very sympathetic to communism. They do not like freedom and liberty. They don't like the Constitution. They don't like American history and values. And Christianity is at the core of what they don't like. They see Christianity in 250 years of American history and 2,000 years of Western culture as the root of all evil in terms of repression and backwardness. So we're seeing this problem. And the problem with California is that there are a lot of states in the union that aren't as progressive, that still have more of a balance in legislature, who are using California as an excuse to do it themselves. And there's places like Massachusetts and New Jersey and New York and Chicago, the District of Chicago. So these big liberal cities are incorporating this stuff and using their power, the big cities inside states, to transform how state business is done as well. So this is spreading. It's a virus. And what you see in California today, you're going to see in Nebraska. You're going to see in North Carolina tomorrow, unless somebody turns this around.
Yeah, that's right.